Okay, so I'm back and I have finished um my studying. So this is the end of the study hall session. Moi. And um what I would say is that I um I am tired. So I didn't realize that I was feeling so tired. I started to do the bits and pieces of what I had planned to do for this study session. But as I started to speak about the show that I've been watching and the shows that I like to watch, I was like, oh, my brain is really tired. Oh, this is really hard to say. Is it because I don't have the vocabulary? Is it because I am just really tired? So I gave myself some grace and I looked up, like I paused my recording and I looked up, like you can even tell as I'm talking right now. My energy level is so low. I will probably go take a nap after this. Even though it's 7 o'clock at night. Well, at night, 7 o'clock in the evening here. But yeah, so I just this really burned me out. It really zapped my energy to do this. I did go into this studying right after teaching. So I had lunch and then I was teaching. And I didn't get a great night's sleep with the weather and the cats and the sound of the fairs. And so a lot of factors coming into play. And it made for this, it was 25 minutes is what my um, timer said. I set a little timer when I study. So then I can pat myself on the back later and be like, oh, look when you studied. And I, yeah, when the timer buzzed at 25 minutes, which I accidentally chose the timer that buzzes at 25 minutes. But so when it buzzed, I was like, oh my gosh, I am spent. That 25 minutes really wore me out. But I did do what I had intended to do. And I think that if I had been more alert, that I could have gotten much more out of the study session. But I um, gave a little explanation of the types of TV shows that I like to watch. And I looked up some vocabulary. I actually gave my explanation twice because I gave it with the vocabulary that I just knew off the top of my head and had some gaps where I couldn't say exactly what I wanted to say. So then I looked up the vocabulary, recorded it again with that new vocabulary, which is what I recommend to students to do as well when they're practicing speaking on your own. It's a great way to fill in the gaps of that vocabulary that you don't know and or don't remember, because sometimes we know it but we just don't remember it at that specific moment. And it's definitely something that you can put into practice during the voice message speaking practice program, because you will respond to a question, and in your first response, there might be some vocabulary that you notice you don't quite have for the reasons that I mentioned just a moment ago. And then as we converse back and forth, you can fill in those gaps by hearing my vocabulary that I use in my answers, and then looking up words while you're waiting for my response, and also using the vocabulary you get from me, the vocabulary that you have searched for yourself in your follow-up response. And so that's a nice way to grow your vocabulary, which is basically what I was doing. I was just doing it on my own. So I didn't have any teacher that could give me any feedback on what I was saying because it was just me, just Vicky talking to Vicky. And then I found a trailer. It did take a little bit to find that trailer, but I did find a trailer and it had everything in English. Like it kept having all these things in English. And so I was worried that it wasn't actually going to be in French. But then the little parts where they were speaking were in French. Like it just had words that popped up in English. It was like a teaser for the episode. Um, but since I've already seen the episode, it was actually all of the episode. So if you'd watched the episode and then you watch this teaser, you would realize that it's not so much a teaser as the whole episode, the whole 80-minute episode in like 80 seconds. And so it was quite funny to see that they included everything from like finding finding out what happened, the results of what happened to the person who had done the thing that they had done and all of this stuff. So it was just really funny. But yeah, so then I gave my own summary of that and my thoughts on that particular episode, which was my favorite episode. So that was a nice surprise that that was the episode that came up. And voila, that's it. That was my study session. So I hope that you found your perking up because I know that I can go get get a nap in a couple of seconds. So I hope that you can get as much out of your study session. Well, actually, I hope you can get more out of your study session. I hope you won't be as tired going in as I was. And if you are, maybe you'll choose to take a nap instead of doing a study session, which I always approve of. So happy learning, and I will be back next week, probably at a different time because maybe this isn't the best time for me and my like alertness. So, but let me see how it is that I can end this because that's always my struggle to end these live streams. But thanks for attending. If you want to attend more of these, be sure to hit subscribe so that you'll be sent a notification when I go live, and then you can join in these study sessions if they fit your schedule. Okay, until the next time, happy studying.